All right. Well, welcome everybody to this student perspective here during Transfer Student Day. Again, my name is Matt Ruark. I have the pleasure to serve as Vice President for Admissions and Financial Aid here at Kentucky Wesleyan College. And to give you a taste of the student perspective here at Kentucky Wesleyan College, I have Erin Sexsmith with us, who is a transfer student. So I'll invite Erin to tell you all a little bit about herself.
Hi guys, my name is Erin. I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan. And when I was looking to start my college career, I was a high school golfer, and that's what I was looking for. I wanted to golf, and I wanted to major in biology because I'm a pre-vet student. And initially, that search took me to Alderson Broaddus University, which is in West Virginia. And that was an okay first year. I was there for 1 year. And then about 2 weeks before we were supposed to go back to school, they decided to cut the golf program, which was very stressful. And so what happened was I was kind of running around trying to find somewhere else I could continue to play Division II golf. And Kentucky Wesleyan happened to be in the same conference as AB, and their coach reached out to my coach and said, hey, I think your girls got a really raw deal, and if any of them would like to come play for me, I'd be happy to work with them. So I ended up here, and it's just been a great experience ever since.
Cool, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Erin. Real quick, so you mentioned you're from Michigan, so welcome to the Midwest or South, depending on what people think. But what is your major at Wesleyan?
So I'm a bio major. I was considering because there is a zoology major program at Wesleyan, which I did not know about, which is really interesting. I was considering switching to that because, like I said, I'm focused on veterinary medicine. So I talked with my academic advisor, and she said, I'm going to be taking so many overlap classes anyway that it's really just about title. So I decided, just for convenience sake, to just stay bio. And I'm actually now picking up a minor in chemistry, which I never thought would happen because I hate chemistry. But I have to take all these classes anyway to get into vet school, so might as well have it.
Well, good for you on picking up that chemistry minor. I can think of nothing worse. I'm joking. But if that helps you achieve your goal, then certainly that's a good thing. But we have just a few questions just to help our students today get better acquainted with Wesleyan and maybe see Wesleyan through the eyes of another student who transferred to Kentucky Wesleyan. So you've been at Wesleyan for a year and fixing to begin your second fall with us. So what are some of your favorite experiences that you've had at Kentucky Wesleyan College so far?
So a couple things come to mind. One of my favorite experiences I had was right before winter break. The HAN, which is our math and sciences building, the faculty there had a door decorating competition. So a bunch of us in my organic chemistry class got together and to decorate our organic instructor, Dr. Ingram. We got to decorate her door, and we did a Frosty the Snowman theme. And our snowflakes we did they were carbon chains. So we put the carbons together in little hexagons and had all the hydrogens coming off them, which is really nerdy, but it was really cute. And then one of the other things I had a lot of fun with was Wesleyan has this event called KW Idol. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It is a singing competition for the students. And that is a lot of fun. Like, it's not super serious, and everyone has a really good time. And it's just a lot of fun to attend. I really enjoyed going to that. And so I highly recommend going to that when it comes around, if we get to have it this year with the COVID, so fingers crossed. But that's been a lot of fun. And then one other thing was I'm on the golf team. And my team, we had this fun little team bonding thing. We had our family team movie night, and we all got together. We had popcorn, and some people brought Chinese takeout. And we just wore our pajamas and just got all up. And our teammate Haley had a single, so she had this big bed. We brought a ton of blankets. We all got in the bed and had chairs and just sat watching movies for like 6 hours. It was a lot of fun.
Well, that is fun. Now, you mentioned Kate Idol. Did I hear a rumor that you are going to be one of the performers in Kate Idol this year?
I hope not, because I would not do well in that. But we'll see. You know, maybe things will change, and it'd be fun to participate. So who's to say?
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Aaron Sexsmith for Kate Idol 2021. Well, cool. I'm excited about. So I remember the door decoration contest, and I thought it was so cool and just so unique how you and so many other students had incorporated science and math topics in a Christmas door decorating contest. Cool. Well, you mentioned that you transferred to Wesleyan. You were at another institution. So what are some of the things that maybe stand out the most in your experience of transferring from your previous institution to Wesleyan? You know, what maybe had you come to expect from a college, and then in your transition you thought, oh, well, you know, this was really different, or this was really helpful to me in my transfer experience?
Well, it's funny you should mention that sort of eye-opening moment, because my biggest problem was I had to transfer so quickly. Like, I was getting that together 2 weeks before first day of classes. And the school I was coming from, I'll just call it AB because it's way fewer syllables. The admin staff made it such a challenge because I was trying to get my transcript sent over because I needed an official transcript. And what they told me was, we can't authorize that because you have a balance owing. And I did not have a balance owing. I had paid my tuition. I had never heard of any of this until I requested a transcript. And so they're like, you need to call the business office. So I called the business office, called the business office, called the business office, called the business office. Nobody's answering the phones. I emailed them multiple times. Nobody's answering emails. I had to drive all the way out to West Virginia, which is nearly an 8-hour drive from where I live, to find out they had charged me some bogus, improper checkout charge from move out day, which the way we set up move out is impossible to check out improperly. And that was really frustrating because I had to drive all the way out there because nobody was answering their phones. And so all that was just so stressful. And then on the flip side, talking to admin staff here, everyone was so nice and everyone was so helpful and accommodating. And they knew, they're like, we know we need an official transcript, but a basic one with your grades on it we'll do just now so we can get you enrolled in classes because we know you're having a hard time getting a grab on that transcript. And I was like, wow, thank you. And I'm like, I remember my admin advisor was Kate Douglas, and she was so super sweet. And she was like, here's my number. You can text me anytime with any questions you have. And she's like, I might take a minute to get back to you, but I will get back to you. And she did. She always answered all of my questions. And first day of classes, she sent out a message like, I hope you have a great first day, you know, go Panthers. And it was just so sweet. And it was just such a change in tone. Like, everyone was so nice versus everybody being such a challenge.
Sure. Well, that, one of the things that we try to do, and we try to make things as easy as possible in transferring because, whether it's maybe perhaps a student has finished their associate's degree and at a 2-year college and they have to transfer somewhere else, or if it's or such situations similar to yours where they maybe have had a hard time in transferring. We do try to make that transferring in process to be as painless and as easy as possible. And and in your case, it was kind of a 2-week process. So we got to do this and we got to get in. So I'm glad that you had a positive experience, and I'm hopeful that a lot of the students who are on our call today have had a similar experience with our counselor for transfers, Lauren Hagan. So Kate's still on our staff. She's still with us. but Lauren is our transfer specialist this go around. So I'm glad to hear that. Well, sometimes I got to know you, Aaron, because you stepped forward and said, hey, I want to help on one of the teams in the admissions office. So I got to know you through that process a little bit better. But being involved on campus and as a transfer student can maybe be a little weird. You've been somewhere else, you've kind of gone through that process, you've built up all the energy to get involved, and then you're at a new college and you've got to do it all over again. So what are some of the ways or some of the advice that you have for students to be involved on campus, or how did you get involved on campus? What are you involved in that might help some of the students on our call today have it a little easier when they get on campus?
So one of the things that made it easier is because I was coming into an athletic program. So I got that like group of just automatic friends that I got coming in. But some of the other things that I went to, which one of the things, it was the ice cream social. I think it was first day of classes, which this year is going to be the student activities fair, I believe is what they're calling it. And it's going to be outside, so social distancing. But it was ice cream social, and that's where you get to like talk to all the basically club presidents. So there's like Greek life is there, chem club, math club. I don't even know how many others. I think band was there. And so I didn't stay super long at that, which in hindsight I kind of regret, because I'm a very shy person, and I was just kind of uncomfortable, out of my element. I was like, I just want to go back to my room. But I really wish, and what I would recommend is like kind of push yourself, like just get out, like go to the activities fair, because there are so many unique clubs on this campus. Like we have a Harry Potter club, and I just think that's the coolest thing in the world. But I would definitely recommend going to like activities fair and just looking around at all the different organizations. And even if you end up not really being interested in any of them, it's just a great way to just talk to some people and like meet some people. Because even if you don't really want to go to that club, it's like that's still people you're going to be seeing around campus. It's like, hey, I know you. And it makes it just like a little more welcoming when you kind of have people that you recognize.
Well, and what are you, and you mentioned you're on the golf team, but are you involved in any organizations?
So I am on the golf team, and then I'm also part of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC for short. And what that is, if you're not athletes, if you don't know, that's like student government specifically for student athletes. So it's like we get to vote on new bills being brought up to the NCAA, so that we kind of get a say in the rules that kind of govern our everyday lives. And so this year, every team has to have 2 representatives. So I was a rep for the golf team last year. I was also on the executive committee. I was the Make-A-Wish chair. So my job was coming up with a bunch of different activities that we could do to raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And I'm very proud to say we raised an extra $400 from the previous year with only half of our spring semester. So that was from the fall and half the spring that we got to do activities. So I'm quite proud of that. And then I'm actually going to be president this year. So I'm really excited about that. And then like Matt said, I'm on one of the admin teams. I'm a star caller. I started that in the spring, and what I do is I call like incoming freshmen who are interested and maybe haven't made their mind up about college, and I talk to them, get to know like what sort of interest they have and what they're looking for in their institution, and help them, tell them about my experience, and to kind of help them with that decision. And one thing I really want to get involved in that is like, because of my transfer experience, have been so happy here, and I think it's a great experience, and I want to just kind of share that with people and help them like find something that's right for them.
Well, and little did we know when the call started that we would be talking to Madam President. So congratulations on being president of SAC this go around. That's exciting, and well done for raising those extra dollars for Make-A-Wish. One of the cool trips that occurs in student life each year, and I don't know that it will happen this year, but we usually send a group of students to Give Kids a World Village in Kissimmee, Florida, and Make-A-Wish. That's where wish families who choose to go to Disney and do that stay. So our college, through the work that you did, Aaron, and the volunteering hours that our students do at Give Kids the World, we have a lot of connections to Make-A-Wish. So that's really awesome that you were able to do more in less time than the previous group. So one of the things that's really important, obviously, at Wesleyan is we want to make sure that you're successful academically. Your number one goal here is to get your bachelor's degree. So, even the smartest kids need to take advantage of academic support services. I was not one of them, but I needed it for sure. And I'm sure, Aaron, you are one of those smart kids here on campus. So if you can, maybe, have you had interactions with our academic support services or anything like that? If you can maybe just give, help our students have a sense of what services are available and maybe what interactions you've had with them.
Yeah, so one of the things I thought was really cool coming into Wesleyan is that rather than having like traditional TAs, we have students SIs, so it's a supplemental instruction, I think is what that stands for, if I'm right. Yeah. So the SI, rather than being like the TA who's like teaching you the intro class, what they do is they take the class with you basically. So it's somebody who's had the class before and they did really well in it, and they like, if maybe it's something they're majoring in or something like that, but so usually it's an older student, like a senior, junior, or something like that. But so they take the class with you, they take all the notes and all that, and then they hold tutoring sessions. And I had organic chemistry in the fall, and as I said previously, I hate chemistry. It is my hardest subject. I do not do well in it naturally. So I took a lot of advantage of that. I went to tutoring sessions very often, and it really does help because it's just, rather than, it is like, it's supplemental instruction. It's a different way of looking at it. And it's like someone you can connect with because they are also a student, and it's like just a year or two apart from you yourself. And so it's a lot easier to comprehend when you're getting like the student perspective on the subject. And then also if you're an athlete and you miss classes, you have somebody there to send you the notes that you miss and to help you if like you need it. And so I thought that was really interesting. And then one of the other things I like is we have the Student Success Center, the SSC. And I think that is a really cool room we have. It's kind of like a glass bubble, or not a bubble, it is a room, but it's all windows. And it's got a bunch of comfy chairs and couches. And it's just a student lounge to study. And it's like sometimes SIs will hold their sessions in there, but really it's open 24/7. You go in there whenever you want. If the door is locked, you just say, hey, can I go in there? And the security guards will let you in. There's no staff necessary. You just go in there when you need to. And it's just a relaxed environment to help you study for anything. And they always have snacks there, which is awesome because everybody needs study snacks.
That's awesome. Well, cool. And, and maybe, you never know, Aaron. I mean, you could be asked to be an SI or a tutor in the coming year. You just never know. Now that you're president, I mean, hey, anything's possible. Well, we want to wrap up maybe just with, I've been at Kentucky Wesleyan College for a long time. So I know Wesleyan very well, but you've had the unique experience of having experience in another college and transferring to Wesleyan. So are there any last minute tips or tricks or advice, maybe wisdom from your past year at Wesleyan that you would want to share with fellow transfer students as they start their Wesleyan experience?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing, like from my personal experience, is you are going to miss the friends that you made at your old school, and that is okay, because obviously they weren't very good friends if you don't miss them. But the big thing is like, don't let that consume you, and don't let that keep you from getting involved in organizations here at Wesleyan and making new friends, because you will make new friends and you will make good friends, and you can keep in touch with your old friends too. And so it's like that friend circle will grow, which is really important because everybody needs a support system. And so I would just really encourage everybody to just talk to people and look at joining even just one organization on campus, because it really will make life easier if you have like people you can connect with and people who share the same interests you do. because otherwise life gets really lonely. And that's not a good way to spend college, because college is a fun time of your life.
Awesome. I think that's great wisdom for anyone, whether you're a transfer student or not. Maybe we need to share that message with our incoming freshmen too. Well, Aaron, thank you so much for your time being with us today, just to share with these transfer students some of your experiences. And I hope that over the course of our conversation, perhaps it has been maybe a little push for some students to maybe check out another organization or take advantage of academic support services, or even come out and cheer on the golf team on the golf course for doing that. But thank you so much for your time, Aaron, and we'll continue on with our transfer student day. So thank you, Aaron.